in McLaren's case, in real terms, they're 7th in the championship this year. It's not impossible that they could be, let's say if 6th next year would be a step, that's not impossible. It won't take too much for us to move forward now.
Hope that they sort of do get a bit of time off. Even bad race teams deserve a decent Christmas break.
What on earth has gone wrong since then? Why are they now backmarkers effectively?
Well, fundamentally, their cars aren't fast enough.
Then obviously there was this big change for 13, and that was the beginning of the end. And it's such a world apart from where they are now. And I'm not entirely convinced they're going to get back to that anytime soon.
What on earth has gone wrong since then? Why are they now backmarkers effectively?
Welcome to a review session. I am your host, Cranky Yankee, and we're going to be talking about McLaren. So McLaren had, in terms of their expectations, an incredible season. They finish in P4 in the Constructors' Championship, with Carlos Sainz actually finishing best of the rest +1 in P6, Lando Norris finishing in P11. Now, that's an unbelievable result. And you think about where they come from, switching of the engines. They're actually being in a Merc engine in 2021, coming from Honda now to Renault. So there's just been a lot of reliability problems, and that was pretty clear throughout the year. And as we just get straight into the qualifying battle, we can see Lando Norris took home 11 of those wins versus Carlos Sainz's 10. One thing to consider is Carlos Sainz didn't reach, just due to technical fault, he didn't reach a Q3 when he should have been there. So depending on how you cut it, you could say 10 to 10 technically. So 11 to 10 if you count out everything else. If you say all things being equal, it's 10 to 10. There are actually only 5 drivers on the grid who reach more Q3s than Lando. So it should tell you that it's not just versus Carlos. He's quick overall on a Saturday. He needs to get that to translate. And obviously being a rookie, that's something to take into consideration as we rate Lando and just McLaren as an overall team. And while I try not to factor in technical factors when I do any sort of analysis in terms of a driver and their performance, because everyone has failures, that's just a part, a nature of the game and whatever team you're on. The only reason it is important to look at Lando's is because he's a rookie, so he doesn't have a lot of, he doesn't have a massive body of work, but in Formula One, but also because all of his failures they're pretty easy to map out and see where he was and where he might have been. Now, again, I'm not going to factor that into the final rating, but you think back to Germany. His car is failing in Germany when he's running at decent pace. His car is failing in Canada, which I believe he was, P5 or P6, P7 comfortably. And then you look at his wheel in Mexico, where he was comfortably P7. Not to mention his failure on the last lap of Spa. So that's 10 points right there if he brings the car home. Again, we're not going to bake that into the cake, but we are just going to call it out and say, look, there are a couple of these things that are going to be sorted out. He's finishing in the Drivers' Championship in P11, but he gets overtaken by Sergio in what Sergio called the best move of his career. And honestly, I would kind of agree. As I work on the top 10 overtakes of 2019, this is up there. This is definitely a top 3. So Sergio pulls off an incredible move to take over that P10 spot in the final championship.
This has been one of the best moves of my career.
And Carlos really did put the pressure on him. When you look at the races after the summer break, you see Carlos actually take 6 straight qualifiers, 6 straight wins back to back after Norris had already been comfortably ahead at that point. They're both struggling with reliability, but it's got to be hard for Norris to see his one advantage that he's really been comfortable in and start to slip away to someone who's leading him in the points too. So he didn't really fold. He stayed and kept in. So I think Norris, when you look at a rookie drive and what a rookie driver should be doing, I think he really is performing, and I think he's had unbelievably bad, horrible luck. So really, a rookie who's stepping into an unproven car, finishing P11 down to the last corner, almost in the top 10, that's a pretty incredible performance. And you also look at the qualifying factor. You look at his qualifying speed, his pace, and his gap to his teammate, again, no slouch, finishing P6. He's comfortably beating in qualifying. And obviously, Carlos came back and got a little closer. But it's a really good drive for a rookie, and it's one that I think is diluted by reliability and just the sheer optics of being P11. But it's something that shouldn't be overlooked. And I think, if anything, he's proven himself to, it's almost easy to forget that he's a rookie. And I think that's exactly what every rookie wants. Drivers who have done this similarly are people like Alex Albon. So it's a really good drive from Lando Norris, and it should be highlighted, all the things that he's done. After this kind of season, what to watch for next year is going to be Lando Norris's ability to convert on those points. They'll, of course, be looking to eliminate a lot of those technical problems they were facing this year. And as Lando Norris's campaign in 2020 should be focusing on shortening that gap up, especially as it relates to Sunday. Overall, as a team, I'm giving McLaren a 9 out of 10. It'd be really hard to get a 10 out of 10. In Lando, I would put an 8.5 out of 10. Overall, it's an incredible drive in the car he had.
Yes, mate. Well done. Well done.
And just what were the expectations of McLaren coming from what they came from the previous year, and what they really were thinking they were going to get out of Lando, promoting him early as a rookie. This was really a good year for them. So a 9 out of 10 in aggregate, and expect some, they've got to keep this momentum and deliver next year as well. So we'll see what happens. If you like this video, make sure to let me know in the comment section below, and I can do all the teams. Otherwise, we'll just keep moving forward with this type of story content we've been making. But if you like it, share it, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon for some more content. Thanks a lot.
I'm losing power. It's going. Okay, keep going. Safety car. Keep going for now. I can't. It's broken. It's broken. Anti-stall. It's off. I'm so sorry.